Hey everybody, Nate from Tight Lines Fly Fishing Company here, and today we are going to be tying another one of my musky flies that I have a lot of faith in. Just a real natural minnow looking pattern, not a lot of crazy colors, just kind of a big sucker, big shad type thing. So we're going to start with an A-Dot Partridge Predator X hook, and we're going to be using white GSP today. And we're going to start about halfway back on the hook, and we're going to build up a thread base back to about even with the hook point. Next, we're going to come in with some white big fly fiber. Great stuff to use on these pike and muskie patterns. Really tough, really durable stuff. You won't find a lot of other materials that are this length and give you this kind of body that are also as durable as big fly fiber is. It's one of those things that you can have a bunch of little pike come in and eat it, gnarl it all up in their teeth, and then brush it out when you're done and still keep quite a bit of it in there. So you're going to want to cut this stuff off fairly close to the cardboard backing that it's on, and as you can see, it gives you this nice long kind of flowing silhouette. And we're going to take the end of it just like so, go forward here just a little bit, and really lash this stuff down good. Again, kind of twist it so it covers around the hook shank just a little bit. Go in here and really wrap all that stuff in. Now, because of its length, for just single hook flies, sometimes it's going to end up being a little bit too long. So what you can do is go in with a pair of scissors or shears and kind of eyeball it to where you want it. And when you trim it, you're not going to want to just come right in and just snip it right off, or it's going to end up looking kind of goofy. So you're going to want to kind of come in, kind of go at an angle, and you're going to kind of chop so that everything isn't super uniform, just like so. Pick some of those shorter ones out. And we're not going to reverse tie this one. We're just going to rely on this hair to kind of flare a little bit. So we're going to come in, we're going to do a couple loose wraps around, and then we're going to kind of slowly start to tighten this stuff to get that nice flare going on there. We'll come in and we'll clean up some of these butts of that hair. And then we'll do one more clump on the bottom just to kind of even that out. And right where you tied in the top clump, you're going to tie in the bottom stuff. And we're going to put 2 strands down either side of the fly, kind of where, if this were a bait fish, where the lateral lines would fall. There's one. I'll flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Next, we're going to come in with some Icelandic sheep, and this is the silver gray. One of the beautiful things about this stuff is that you can tie in pretty big clumps of it, and it does not build up much for bulk at all. And we're going to tie this in reverse. So you're actually going to, instead of having it going backwards with the rest of the materials, we're going to tie it in facing the hook eye. And we're going to do one smaller clump on the top. And then we're going to do the same exact thing, same length on the bottom. Another nice thing about this fly is that with the materials that we're using here, the color combinations are pretty much unlimited. Black and purple, black and orange, a natural bait fish color like this, all of them will be very effective flies. I'm going to take that stuff, peel it back. Then we're going to repeat that step a couple more times moving forward, giving yourself just a little bit of space in between each one of them. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in kind of like lateral lines, and I'm going to drop in a couple of long grizzly saddles down either side of the fly, kind of break up the fly into sections here. We're going to try to find some nice long thin ones here. 4 of them should do the trick. All right. Lay the fly on its side and keep them about the same length. Once again, I think it's important when you get to the heads of these flies that you don't go crazy with thread wraps. You don't want to build up too big of a head up there and crowd yourself too much towards the end of the fly. Next step, we are going to take some ice dub, and I believe this color is cool gray. Kind of a chunk of dubbing, so that when we finish this fly off with one of the fish skulls, the one thing that you don't want to do is compact everything back. We've got these nice shoulders and this nice profile built up on this fly here, and if you come in and crowd everything and push it back too much, it's going to kind of collapse and make everything kind of sink down. So we want to build kind of a ball of dubbing here, and you can do it in a loop, you can do it in clumps. It really isn't going to make any difference because it's all going to be underneath that fish skull. So I'll do kind of a base, just like you would with normal dubbing here. All right, and then we're going to take some brushable clear cure goo, and we're just going to come in and we're going to drop a couple dollops of this stuff on the top and on the bottom of that dubbing. You want to act fast here so that it doesn't completely drip and drop all over the place on you here. And then we'll take our fish mask and we'll push it. All right, now we're going to hit our fish mask again, kind of holding it where we want. And again, it's crucial here not to push that fish skull back too far and really collapse this nice profile that we've worked on achieving here. And again, give that a good handful of seconds to really work through there. And then we're just going to take a little bit of super glue, and these fish masks have this nice recessed kind of cup area here on either side of the head, and we're just going to take a little bit of this super glue, kind of smear it around on either side, and finish it off with some 3D eyes. Now you're finished with the fly. You can fish it just as is, or if you want to switch it up a little bit, you can add some barring or some modeling to it. And what we're going to use here is the Prisma color marker, and this one is black. And they have this nice wide chisel point to them. And we're going to take these materials and we're going to kind of pull them back, kind of hold them back in line. And then we're going to come in here and we're just going to kind of start dotting or modeling. And I only like to do this on maybe the top 2/3 or so of the fly. And if any of them are a little bit weak, you can go back in and kind of touch them up again once you've got your spacing down. Gives it a neat effect to the fly, and also when the fly is moving through the water, those will really make that fly pop. Now you've got your bars done, and there it is, the completed fly, the BAM, the big ass minnow.